Training camp hasn't even started yet, but everyone is already arguing about the Lakers' starting lineup. Fans have their dream version, their realistic version, and then there are the actual three choices I think the team really has. The front office can't afford to drag this out like last year. They used 25 different starting lineups, none played more than 15 games together, and most only played one or two. Sure, injuries and load management were part of it, but let's be honest, the coaches kept overthinking and flipping too much. That chaos killed chemistry, and repeating it this season would be a disaster. The team should settle on a lineup before or during camp and ride with it through the season, at worst only shuffling between two or three. With that being said, the real question now is what's starting. So which lineup should they choose and which one are they leaning toward? What's really their smartest option? And what five-man group gives them the best chance to actually start games strong? Let's break it down. They finished last season with a lineup of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. That group played 13 regular season games together, the second most used lineup, and went 10-3, the best record of any lineup, surprisingly. Clearly worked, at least until the playoffs. Then the coaching staff bailed, benching Hayes completely by Game 5 and never putting him back on the floor. So let's be real, he's basically guaranteed not to return as a starter. That means the Lakers have no choice but to change things up. The real question is, so are they really only planning to make one change? Swapping Jackson Hayes for DeAndre Jordan seems like the lazy, obvious move. One big man for another, nothing creative, nothing new in the system, just copy-paste basketball. Are the Lakers really going to settle for that and call it a day? Or is there actually a smarter path? That's the debate. If you want to argue for the one-for-one switch, sure, you can. The best case you can make is continuity. Keep Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and LeBron James together, hope the chemistry carries over, and pray DeAndre brings more effort on defense than Hayes. It's a safe bet, but also kind of boring. Basically, it's gambling on the same offensive flow with maybe a slight defensive upgrade, or just asking those 4 stars to actually defend harder this time around. That's really the only case you can make. Yes, they're strong on offense, yes, they played together last season, and yes, the numbers looked good at times. But honestly, I don't think it's the best option. When you look at this 5-man group, the weak spot jumps out immediately. Their defense is flat out bad. The point of attack? Weak. The wings? Just as shaky. There isn't a single reliable stopper anywhere. Not on the perimeter, not in the paint. Maybe swapping Hayes for DeAndre gives a tiny boost, but the stats don't even back that up. The core issue is guarding the ball, protecting the wings, and contesting the three-point line. Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura simply aren't built to handle tough defensive matchups, and the film has proven it over and over again. And that's currently the issue that this lineup deals with. If they can't do it, then neither Luka Doncic or LeBron can do it. Then simply no one can do it in this lineup combination. So rather than doing that again and going through the same problem over and over again, not being able to take on a tough defensive matchup, then maybe it might be a better option to make a change to it. Either replacing Rui Hachimura or Austin Reeves for a better defensive option, a guy that would better balance out their starting lineup, a guy that would better balance out their entire rotation and make the fit a bit better on both ends of the court, which in my opinion you could pick 2 different players with. One of them happens to be a guy that used to be in their starting lineup, a guy that's shown to be effective within it, and probably the best defender on their entire team. That player being Jared Vanderbilt. If you would make the switch from Rui Hachimura to Jared Vanderbilt, that would definitely be a way to balance out their defense. Now with Vanderbilt, you finally get a guy who can handle tough defensive matchups, and not just one type. He can guard 1 through 4, point guards, wings, even power forwards, and most of the time he actually wins those battles. That's a huge upgrade. Of course, the offense would take a hit, since Vanderbilt can't shoot threes like Rui Hachimura, who at least gave them spacing. But the defense would improve, and honestly this team already has enough firepower. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and even DeAndre Ayton bring more than enough scoring. The real issue is fit. With Rui, they can run a true 5-out or 4-out system and keep the floor wide open. With Vanderbilt, that spacing disappears. Put him next to Ayton and suddenly you've got 2 non-shooters clogging things up. Neither Vanderbilt nor Ayton can shoot threes reliably, which means forget about a 5-out offense. Even a 4-out system would get clunky. Vanderbilt is shaky from deep, Ayton doesn't even try, and both Luka Doncic and LeBron aren't comfortable as catch-and-shoot guys. They need the ball in their hands. That creates real spacing problems, especially against smart defenses. So the decision basically comes down to priorities. Do the Lakers value defense and versatility above all else? If so, Vanderbilt is clearly the right answer because he fixes their biggest weakness. But if they're more concerned with balance, keeping their offensive flow, spacing, and flexibility in sets, then Vanderbilt might not actually be the smartest choice. So instead of swapping Rui Hachimura for Jared Vanderbilt, another option is replacing either Hachimura or Austin Reeves with someone like Marcus Smart. Like Vanderbilt, Smart is a tough, versatile defender, but he brings more on offense. He's not a great three-point shooter either, but at least he's better than Vanderbilt's ugly 28% from deep. Smart sits around 33% for his career, and about 35% from the corners, plus he can catch fire at times. More importantly, he can create his own shot, set up teammates, and actually run an offense if needed. That's something Vanderbilt simply can't do. Offensively, the fit makes more sense. Smart gives them options both on and off the ball, and his experience adds another layer to the system. The trade-off is that defensively, he's not as big and he's not as versatile as Jared Vanderbilt, but for a 6 feet 3 inches guard, Marcus Smart is still extremely flexible. Last season, he defended point guards about 21% of the time, shooting guards 28%, small forwards 22%, power forwards 20%, and even centers around 9%. That's rare for a combo guard his size. His 220-pound frame and 6 feet 9 inches wingspan make it possible, but again, it's not quite Vanderbilt-level versatility. Still, the trade-off is worth it. With Smart, you get a much better balance of offense and defense compared to either Vanderbilt or Rui Hachimura. That balance is the real selling point, and honestly why I'd lean toward him. At the end of the day, balance should be the priority, not just in the starting 5, but across the entire rotation. I think that's the smartest path. Add Marcus Smart to the starting 5, split minutes between him and Jared Vanderbilt, and push Rui Hachimura to the bench where his scoring can actually matter, which the second unit badly needs. That's the most proven formula. Smart has started almost 390 NBA games, has shown himself to be a versatile defender, and is far more reliable on offense than Vanderbilt. On top of that, he's got playoff scars, 108 postseason games of experience. To me, that makes the choice clear. Replace Hachimura or even Austin Reeves, though I'd stick with Hachimura with Smart. That gives the Lakers the best balance they can hope for. The strongest mix of offense and defense in a starting lineup, the right balance in the rotation, and the most complete fit overall. That would be my pick. But I get the argument that Vanderbilt and Smart might not be the most reliable choices. If the goal is to lock in a starting lineup and actually keep it all season, their health is a problem. Neither one even cracked 40 games last year, and neither has done it in 3 years. That's a huge red flag. So while I still think they're the best fits and the best way to balance the lineup and rotation, it's fair to question if they can actually stay on the court. If durability is the priority, maybe the safer move is just swapping Hayes for DeAndre Ayton and seeing how that plays out. Or maybe a dark horse option like Jay Crowder. He's at least more durable than Smart or Vanderbilt and could prove to be the steadier, more reliable piece. That path might actually make more sense than banking on Vanderbilt or Marcus Smart, because even with the durability concerns, I still believe he's the best option. He gives the Lakers the most balanced rotation, and at the end of the day, that's the real goal. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think the Lakers starting lineup should look like? Would you go with Marcus Smart, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, or maybe even a wild card like Jake LaRavia? Drop your thoughts in the comments and explain your pick. That's gonna wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day or night wherever you are.